All right,
Good job, Ken.
welcome to the Coastside Fire Protection District Board of Directors, the regular board meeting, May 28, 2025. Roll call, please, Gene.
Board Member Cockrell,
Here.
Board Member Hannah.
Here.
Board Member McKinney,
Here.
Board Member Cheryl is absent. President Burke.
Here. Please join me for a pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible and justice for all.
Is there any member of the public who would like to address the board at this time? Hearing none, we'll close the public session. And Chief, perhaps you can introduce.
Yeah. So, board and members of the public, this is Chief Ryan West. He is our new deputy chief. For Coastside and San Mateo County Fire. He comes with 17 years in the fire service within San Mateo County. So he's worked in, I think, almost all programs up here. And most recently was the division chief of San Mateo County operations. So, this is Ryan.
Well, Ryan, welcome.
Welcome.
Coastside Fire Protection District. Perhaps you can give the board and the audience a little bit of your background.
Sure. I thank you. I'm really excited for this opportunity to serve as the next deputy chief. I got hired in 2008 by CAL FIRE to staff the Coastside Fire Protection District contract. So I'm in my 17th year here in the county, in San Mateo County, and out of those 17 years assigned directly to Coastside contract, about 11 of them. I did have some time with San Mateo County Fire in there as well, but even at San Mateo County, I was still heavily involved with all of our Coastside projects, apparatus, equipment, and been instrumental in that process and directly benefiting the district here. Like I said, 17 years. I'm in my 26th year in the fire service total. I worked in Nevada County prior to coming here. I'm born and raised in Sacramento area, Northern California. And came here in 2008, fell in love with this place and set some career goals, some aspirations to continue to serve this district in a higher capacity. And as I said before, I'm excited for this.
Well, awesome. I think that'd be very good.
I'm gonna recuse myself.
Yeah, 1 minute. I would, Captain, I would like to mention that J.D. Cockrell is on the board. He's in charge of training the new chief, so he'll probably be in touch.
I look forward to it.
Going on to consent calendar, note that Rick McKinney is asked to recuse himself, and I make a motion to approve the consent calendar. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any comments? Roll call, please, Jim.
Board Member Cockrell,
Yes.
Board Member Hannah,
Yes.
Board Member McKinney recused, Board Member Cheryl absent. President Burke.
Yes.
Motion passes 3-1-1.
Moving on to continuing business, Community Facilities District number 37, Stone Pine Cove.
311 or 30?
Well, 3 yeses, 1 absent, 1 recused.
Right, oh, got it, okay. That's the thing, I didn't know that. Fine.
Community Facilities District number 37, Stone Pine Cove, Chief Wilson.
All right, so, Stone Pine Cove, today we have, 3 resolutions that are gonna be presented in a row with an ordinance. So we'll start with the first one. We have to do these in succession, and we're doing this in a compressed time frame because the city has waived the protest period. So that we can make sure that we meet the deadline for people moving in as soon as possible. So the first one is a resolution of the formation of the Coastside Fire Protection District Community Facilities District number 37. Authorizing the levy of a special tax within the district. Primarily establishing an appropriation limit for the district and submitting levy to the special tax and establishment of the appropriation limit to the qualified electors of the district. So that is the first resolution of the process.
First of all, do I have a motion to adopt resolution 225-08?
So, second.
Moved to second. Any discussion or comments? Roll call, please, Jean.
Board Member Cockrell,
Yes,
Board Member Hannah,
Yes.
Board Member McKinney,
Yes.
Board Member Cheryl is absent, President Burke.
Yes,
Motion passes for approval, one absent.
chief.
All right, motion to adopt resolution 2025-09. This is a resolution calling for a special election of the levy of the special tax and the establishment of the appropriation limit for the Coastside Fire Protection District Community Facilities District 37.
Thank you. Jean, do we adopt the resolution first and then take the vote?
He already has the ballot, and he'll open the ballot when you get to that resolution, so you should move this resolution.
I'm making a motion to, adopt resolution 2025-09. Wait a second.
second,
A second.
sorry,
Any comments or further discussions? Roll call, please, Jean.
Board Member Cockrell,
yes,
Hannah,
Yes.
McKinney,
Yes.
Cheryl is absent, Burke.
Yes,
Motion passes 4-1 absent.
okay.
All right, so opening of the special ballot. So the ballot is completed by Matthew Chilsker from Half Moon Bay. And they voted yes for the facility district number 37 in the amount listed. So they have a singular vote, so they voted yes.
Very good. Move
Number,
on.
Mhm.
So now, yep, sorry, this is. Next one, will be a motion to adopt resolution 2025-10. This resolution declaring results of the special election and directing recording of the notice of the special tax lien.
Do I have a motion? I will approve motion to approve 2025-10.
So
Second,
moved. Or second.
okay, second. Any comments? Roll call, please, Jim.
quick question. I see a stone pine for this one and a stone pine for the first one. The stone pine is twice here,
It's all stone pine.
it's all, oh, okay.
Yeah, they're all the same. We're just,
Got it, got it,
usually this would be a 90-day process, which we've condensed because they waived the fee because it's a singular vote for a singular property.
got it,
Roll call, please, Jim.
Board Member Cockrell,
yes,
Hannah,
Yes.
McKinney,
Yes.
Cheryl. Absent, President Burke.
Yes,
Motion passes 4-1 absent.
okay.
All right, and the final portion here would be to adopt the ordinance, which is number 2025-02. This is the ordinance levying special taxes within the Community Facilities District number 37.
so move,
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further comments? Comments? Roll call, please, Jim.
Board Member Cockrell,
yes,
Hannah,
Yes.
McKinney,
Yes.
Cheryl is absent, President Burke.
Thank you all.
Motion passes 4-1 absent.
Community Facility District number 37 is in existence. As an aside, I don't have to ride by there going to the post office. The new buildings are in place, looks quite nice. In this area. Okay. Moving on, item D, weed abatement, Chief Wilson.
All right, so weed abatement, the staff recommendation is that you accept the report as presented and there will be an edit. So when the numbers of properties or parcels were presented last Friday, there were 97 parcels that were out of compliance with their weed abatement. As of this morning at 8:54, we reduced that to 64 properties, so there was a reduction of about 33 properties. I'm willing to read those, if you'd like, but the ones highlighted are those that have come into compliance. So, we'll be asking that you adopt the resolution 2025-11 with the amendments of the new updated, parcels. With the reduction of those 33 that are in compliance.
Chief, I don't think think it's necessary to go through those, but thank you for your thoughtfulness. First of all, do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve resolution number 2025-11.
Okay, thank you. And I will second it. I'm gonna repeat something I've said a couple of times. I find this whole weed abatement that with somewhat confusing, and my confusion is that, I've had professionals tell me that it really doesn't have an impact. In any way of trying to prevent fires or do something like that, or less than 1% of having an impact on a wildfire or something like that. I don't know that that's true, it just kind of sticks in my mind. The other thing that just bothers me, and I will vote for this, but is there's so many different people doing weed abatement. You know, we've got the city does it on their own, I believe. The county does it on a lot of land, and the state of California does it. We got mowers going all over the place to do it, in addition to what we're doing is just lots. It just seems like kind of a very awkward thing, and I'm just not. I will take the professional's word for it that it's valuable and we should do it. I'm certainly not gonna step on that stone at all. But I just express my little bit of frustration is that it is really valuable and worth the time and effort on your parts to get it done in the speech. Any other comments, unless you'd like to respond?
No, I think there is validity. It might not be something that's directly tangible to the reduction of specific wildfire, but it shows community members that there's action being taken to reduce fuels, which might instigate them to take the correct action on their property that might not be taken to reduce fuels. So I think it hopefully have a positive effect on the community, seeing that fair lots from being cleaned.
Yeah, thank you.
And if I may, just to add to this particular topic, I would say that there's quite a number of neighborhoods up and down the coast where you have empty lots, right? Neighborhoods have been built for maybe even 20 years, but there's 5, 6, 7 empty lots. And it's a way, of course, of making sure that these lots that haven't been sold in that number of decades, at least are being taken care of. Because
Yeah.
they would cause a nuisance if there was an owner that just, you know, no one's knocking on that door saying you gotta do this. I'm sure both fire and other risks, whether it's.
I understand. I believe we have a motion and a second on the weed abatement. Any further comments? Roll call, please, Jean.
Board Member Cockrell,
Yes,
Hannah,
Yes.
McKinney,
Yes,
Cheryl is absent, President Burt,
Yes.
motion passes 4-1 absent.
Moving on, wildlife preparedness update, Chief Wilson.
All right, so it was asked from the board, I believe, 3 meetings ago now to just continue to provide a wildfire update to the board on what's going on. So in the last month, the crews, have continued to do training. We're currently in between having read at the last meeting, the 2025 LRA Fire Hazard Severity Zone map, so we'll be hopefully approving that at the next meeting. And then we're continuing to work on the procurement of a water tender and the pricing of what it would cost to procure a water tender, to see if that's something that districts would like to entertain. And we just went through the annual weed abatement update for the properties that are parcels not in compliance. And then the Caltrans property, which we had folks come and talk to us 2 meetings ago about, and we continue to get emails. There's actually been work being completed on that property. So Caltrans has started some fuel mitigation along that right of way. And that is something that's positive.
Terrific.
So, yeah, we're gonna get some pictures and updates, but they started work, I think about a week and a half ago. See what they do, and hopefully that will foster a better relationship with that community up there that formed that special working group.
That's good news, Chief.
And the report open for questions.
Comments?
I would just add and say, thank you, of course, for at least letting us know that the Caltrans is taking some responsibility, or at least the beginnings of it. There obviously are other lands, whether it's county, state, some federal.
Federal,
Just to keep the momentum of just trying to find out how, reach out to those organizations, those governments. To kind of push them along into what we can do, because honestly, whether we buy a water tender or 10, my limited fire experience. if the ridge line's on, you know, 10 water tenders, you need an aircraft at that point, so. Would be, you know, maybe or maybe not necessary for the district to have a water tender per se. More so that at least that we're doing our best to put it on state, that then. And county, you know, to acknowledge that this is an issue and. Do something, and I think that's probably the best thing we can, assuming the best thing we can do as a board is put the pressure. And show the people in the district that, you know, we're doing what we can, as far as that goes.
Good point. I'll just, express another, idea, you know, I would just, because of the issue being so prevalent now with the Los Angeles fires and all of that. And just paying a little bit more attention to what you see in the newspaper and all the news. And it is, probably not surprising, the numbers of different cities and organizations that are taking, actions to do something on wildfire. And for example, the one that I came across, in fact, this is the Cal Fire, I just took this position in Los Gatos. They have now formed in a city of Los Angeles, Los Gatos. Chris Fallon, I don't know if you know that name at all, but anyway, there's a town, he's now the emergency manager for the town. Town manager and council with wildfire protection, the city will be doing this, will do this, but he's put together a program of prevention and so forth that would happen in the particular city. We had a gentleman come here from North County, who was, I think his last meeting, who was talking about what they might do to, primarily with the Caltrans right away, and trying to do some other things, and progress has been going along that way. The city of Santa Clara, you may have seen this in the paper on the news, is bought these a whole bunch of sensors that they're placing all over the city, and they're wired so that if the fire starts, and they need to go to a central point to do it with that. A couple of other articles have mentioned, you know, the work of the Fire Safe Council to do work for wildfire, and I'm not sure how that goes in. And there's a number of other things. My point is that there's an awful lot of people just doing the right thing, very concerned about it, trying to figure out how the heck to do it. But it just doesn't seem to mesh. And I didn't mean to skip over Cal Fire, because you obviously doing major things to do it. But from a local point of view, you know, who's in charge? Who really is putting together the plan that, you know, we all can come together on and maybe do something to do it. I just find it the good intentions, you know, sometimes aren't enough to really get it. And I don't have any magic books. I'm gonna suggest something in a minute. But I think it's time that we can figure out, you know, not one shot items, but what is it we can bring it together to really do something that will have some impact into time. Okay. Anything else that anybody wants to say on wildfire? Thank you for your continued work on that sheet. I think it's a very important item. The way you continue reading that. The next item D is review and
Oh,
discuss.
Gary, I had my hand up for that last item.
Sorry.
Sorry, it's Sid. I have my hand up.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, you know, the county DEM, Department of Emergency Management, they may have renamed themselves. I keep forgetting what they call themselves now, but they held a really big thing over at the San Mateo County Event Center, which of course on the weekend, the coast side, not many of us probably went because of the traffic on 92, but it would be great if you could talk them into having a similar program over here for the coastsiders, because the biggest thing that we always worry about is emergency evacuation on our narrow roads that often have tourists on them as well. So that's just my thought and idea. I certainly promote having a water tender too, but as far as having an event, you know, they usually have them in the cities or over on the east, you know, the peninsula side, and I think they're completely forgetting about us over here on the coast. So it'd be great if you could get something rolling to educate and motivate some of the homeowners around here. Thank you.
Thank you, Sid. Yeah, to follow up on Sid's comment, there's quite an article in the local newspaper having to that do that with a conference they had, the wildfire safe and ready event that was on. And again, the director of the San Mateo County Department of Emergency Management, says all the right things to do it, invited Smokey the Bear to give their presentation and do some other kind of, but it just, again, redundant to say, it just somehow or other, it isn't coming together, in my humble opinion, or maybe something could be done. Okay. Nothing else? Let me move on. I will take off from the agenda today, the updating of the strategic business plan. After looking at our finances for this month, I felt there's a couple things that I was going to suggest that I think might be better to wait until after we get our new budget. And we'll see what we have for surplus rather than going through it twice. So I'm not going to cover that. I would say that if I did try to change it today, the things I had on my mind, just to let you know, I was going to, as I mentioned a month ago, is to begin the process of paying down the CalPERS obligation that we have by putting money in place to do that thing. I also was going to suggest on this program for a water tender. I have no idea what that one of those babies cost, but take the steps to begin to see whether we need water afford it. And then the third thing relates to wildfire, and this is just brainstorming. I don't know if the formation of a wildfire council, coastside wildfire council, or interested people or affected people on the coast has any merit, whether it's just a waste of time and meeting or not. And I was going to suggest that put it in a strategic plan and just explore it to see if there are people who can come together to do that. And I don't know what the value of it is either, just as there's a look to the fire marshals and others to see, is there something that could happen? But that was what I was going to say. So that's the end of the my comments on the strategic plan, but that'll be back in September with that and some other things. And Chiefy, if it's possible, if by the time the new budget's in, it would be very helpful, I think, to us to get a feel for what is a water tender cost? What does it look like? And just to,
It's a big red truck.
yeah.
Thank
But some of the larger size water tenders right now are gonna be at $600,000 to $700,000.
Oh, it's not as much as I would have thought.
We just bought one from San Mateo County Fire that is now in service in La Honda. And that one was $720,000, what we signed the contract for, but then we came in under budget.
Wow, okay.
What's the capacity of it?
That one has a 3,000 gallon water,
Wow.
so that's a large, that's a
Let's
large.
get up there.
Well, that's helpful to know that, to do it. Any, would announce the chief finance committee. Okay, let me go to that. Just a couple of items, a spreadsheet is in our packet and you can go through it at your leisure, it's available to the public, it's a public document. Just to highlight a couple of things now, 10 months through the fiscal year, our operating cash in San Mateo County is $10 million, our reserves in San Mateo is $2 million. Total LAIF reserve is some 16 million. The vast bulk of that, of course, is for the new station 44, where that is. Haas is doing well. It's 3.9 million, if you will, and CalClass, which we enacted here a couple of months ago, just to diversify our investment, is doing okay. We have that. in the spreadsheet, it's a little bit deceiving in that we do not have the fourth invoice from Cal Fire yet. So, costs here look a little bit, on the budget, if you will, that would be forthcoming. Year-to-date expenses, again, not counting that fourth payment from Cal Fire is 49%. And our revenue year-to-date is some 96% of budget, so from a budgeting point of view, we're, I think, solid shape, nothing that I can see that is unusual. I make one other request, though, that we have a spreadsheet that shows the capital expenses that we plan for the years ahead, for primarily engines and that type of trucks and all that. And we advanced some of those to get the new engine. And I would like to have a new updated capital plan spreadsheet that shows you where we are, so we know what we're gonna need in 2028 and that type of thing. The current one is a little bit out of date. Any questions, finances, or comments? No, oh, okay. That's the finance committee, volunteer committee report, Director Cockle,
I attended the volunteer, meeting on May the 1st. They had a discussion, of course, of the crab salmon feed. And then the scholarship committee, we did the report, they put up, three scholarships, that they give to Happily High School students at $1,000 each. During the Dream Machines, the volunteer staff and engine over there that gave the district 2 engines over there at Dream Machines. When we had the training committee report was they had training for auto extraction, which I suspect is done right over there. And then there was apparatus driving, and the members, of course, are 1A and B, so that means they have 40 trained operators for the apparatus. Roger Pimentel, who would normally be there, was not in attendance. He had hip surgery. So then the treasurer's report, they have a total of about $199,000 in it.
Okay, any report?
No, I'm sorry, nothing bad.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, land and structures committee report.
I haven't heard anything. I think that talking with John, that temporary station, our architect, they keep submitting the wrong plans, so the county's requiring too much for these trailers that are gonna be,
Good, yeah.
so they keep sending them back and forth.
So we
Not
started
where
with
we are
a
right
contract to put those temporary facilities in it.
There, it's held up in two spots right now, the permit from the county and PG&E temporary power.
So the permit with the county, it needs that, we needed a geological review. So we signed that agreement like 2 weeks ago. There was already samples taken on that property years ago, which we're able to use to lower the cost. So I think it was like $5,000 for them to update those samples, which will suffice for the county permit to be approved. And then we're working diligently with PG&E to make sure that they expedite the permit that was submitted April.
Yeah, we had a meeting yesterday on that, and we got some folks on there that have the ability to escalate it on the PG&E side, and that's already in, which I've already seen an email on it, so hopefully we'll have some better news in the next week or so.
Yeah, they put up houses all over the coast, and before you get started, the pole shows up and they have power.
Yeah,
I don't understand what the big deal here is.
Yeah, they didn't really indicate what the holdup was.
Yeah,
What is the an estimate of when we put a shovel in the ground to begin building?
44 or the temporary.
No, 44.
I think that talking with Sean, he was hoping towards the end of this year.
Really?
it still feels like we're a year behind.
Yeah.
The temporary station, like the actual trailers that we're gonna use, they are ready.
Oh, good.
And so as soon as the permits are in place and the temporary power is in place, they can be, and the groundwork is finished, then they
Right.
can be delivered.
the trailer's there, being stored there.
No, they're on site with the,
Outside is one.
yeah, but yeah, the company that we're getting it from, that my understanding is they've constructed them, and they're in a ready position to be delivered.
Became available for delivery this weekend.
Yeah.
Good. You know, it just occurs to me that, with, Station 41, at the very end of it, after it was built, we discovered a number of things that required some remedial work on it. And Director McKinney was very helpful in identifying some of those things and trying to make things correct, with background and instructions or whatever. And I would encourage and hope and ask Director McKinney to become involved and take a look at what's going on. It would give me a lot more confidence in what we're doing
Awesome.
as well.
I'll check it every day.
Before they screw it up.
Yeah,
Anything else? No? Okay. Okay.
good.
All right. Vegetation Management Committee, Director
I don't
Caldwell?
have any.
No?
Yeah, no report, I think, a little bit of what we discussed earlier in regards to wildfire and just pushing this. I mean, maybe there will be something that will be discussed in this committee at some point, right? I don't know, no report.
While you have the floor, Patrick, and the information on the special district associations. No, not that. ALSJPA report. Had a meeting of what the ALSJPA is calling the. I'm not sure what they were calling it, some kind of a committee. There's 4 of us that are members of it, myself, Menlo Park, and a couple of others, of people are doing this. Met with Supervisor Canepa. Long, lengthy, very positive meeting in terms of what's happening. It's all been generated. I think the board remembers that we received a letter from the county executive here some months ago. Asking us for a sizable amount of money for the communication center. And it was rejected by us and all the other members of the JPA because we had a contract with them, but the county executive was looking for full recovery for the communication center. It would be a hardship for all the members of the ALSJPA. Some of them are very big hardship. And we're trying to figure out what and how you can go forward and do it. Chief Wilson is on, I'm not sure what your committee is, but another committee of the ALSJPA kind of look at this. My sense of the thing is now, our meeting that I'm describing was very positive. Director Canepa was very receptive, made some suggestions and doing a bunch of other things to look at, including the possible use of Measure K funds and so forth. My takeaway from the meeting was that nothing is going to happen until the current contract expires, which is in 2029. But clearly, work needs to be done in the interim, but there's nothing to do at that point. Chief?
No, that's it.
I wanted to bring up something before we get too far along here. I noticed driving by Station 41, they started the work on the south portion of the.
You stole my glory.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's
Oh,
fine, yeah.
my bad.
We broke ground. So it's about a 60-day project from start to finish, they figure, so.
Let's see, what was that?
Like what I said.
I mean, the fence, wait,
Yeah.
but I drive by there pretty much daily, I get to the local grocery store or whatever, and I was like, that fence. And they did a little meeting or whatever, it comes to. Great.
Good. Great.
Might be good to consider
Do that.
getting messaging out on that. I don't know if that's in your plans, but you know, in this community, everybody's gonna say, what's going on there? And they're gonna project things into it that are unnecessary. So the more that you can stay ahead of that, like, make a positive message of like, this has been in progress, this is breaking ground, get the community excited. I think it'll be a great benefit to the district to message it.
Maybe Michelle will do this.
Yeah.
Thing.
Michelle always does that well, but I think, look at through your PIO, any way that you get that message out, you know, whether it's through the, you know,
And if we have
the journal or.
if we have like, I'm sure there's some drawings, right, of the project.
Yeah, we know.
We could almost like
Yeah.
print and put on each, 1, 2, or 3 corners on the fence, just say this is the proposed, what's happening. Yeah, like, it's a very positive.
Yeah, we did like a general community outreach in the general vicinity based on requirements and then
Right.
to all the schools, because it's getting towards the end of the school year, we wanna make sure we weren't blocking access or egress for the students, which hopefully will be improved next year for their safety. But we'll take that into consideration and work with our
I
PIO.
would think maybe even as simple as, like when you're building a new station, just put a board up that shows that plan. where people walking by can see it and get excited about it.
Thank you.
I have a request regarding that. I think the board may remember, it was some time ago, we had a speaker, a member of the El Granada Community Service District, I believe that's a good thing. And we had a couple of conversations regarding signage on that, on that corner. And they had some very specific ideas as to what it would say and all that type of thing. And it does lend itself to a nice sign at the corner where they're trying to say what the heck it is. And I would just ask that we hire or do whatever it is, somebody to design a sign that's appropriate. And my lack of design experience is zero, but something that says, Coastside Fire Protection District, Station 41, El Granada, California, that does it in a very nice with CAL FIRE logo and our. But something we just seem to be that corner would really fill it in. And also I'm certainly not opposed to having it mentioned that it's in El Granada. Because that was one of the things that the people who spoke to us some time ago wanted their name on that, because that's considered, I think, the entrance to El Granada. I'm not sure that's true.
That's what they said.
The project does have pre-allocated signs already to be made. Or are you talking like one, like on the street or for the project? period?
No, I'm talking about when it's all done, you drive up there and go along the road is a sign that says. This is the Coastside Fire Protection District Station 41, El Granada. Something really. Okay. All right. Third report, Director Cheryl is not here, no information on that, okay. Attorney's report.
Nothing, thank you.
Fire Marshal's report.
All right, I'm filling in for Fire Marshal Pat Urbanese out for today. Report for April was we conducted 26 plan reviews, 24 construction inspections. We issued 2 special permits. We completed 13 additional business inspections, and the engine crews managed to pull off 27 smoke detector inspections as well. There's a number of different major projects going on through the office right now. Obviously, the biggest one is Stone Pine, and we'll be doing the underground flushing for the several units of the sprinkler system later on Friday. So it's a kind of piecemeal as we go, but we're getting them done as soon as the contractor is available, so we can kind of streamline that project. So that's kind of the biggest thing that we got going on.
Very good, thank you very much. Questions? Comments? Chief's report.
All right, thank you. So for last month, there were 214 calls that the district ran. And the average time on scene was 5:33, so well below our requirement of 6:59. I feel like that number keeps going lower and lower, which is great as long as we're doing that safely. So thank you to the crews on that. We just talked about the south lot at Station 41. Ground was broke, I believe, on Tuesday after the holiday, so it's about a 60-day project is what Sean and I discussed, so hopefully we'll get at the next meeting, we'll have an update, and then I think it'd probably be nice to do some sort of ribbon cutting or complete with that for the community. So that they, know that that's there for them as well. We talked about Station 44, the challenges that we're having with the PG&E permit, or getting the permit from PG&E to put the power in, so we're working through those, we've kind of escalated that, and I think we've gained some traction on that, so thank you to Ryan for helping with that. I wanted to give a special thanks to the fire marshal office. They've been helping me with Stone Pine and some concerns that were brought up with that project. So making sure that we're keeping all parties on the county side informed, so that we can hopefully meet the deadlines they want. So they've gone above and beyond, and I appreciate that. And along with Cypress Point as well, looking at some road stuff up there. So just a big thanks to the fire marshal for helping me out with that. And then there's gonna be a meeting in between this meeting and our next board meeting on Seal Cove. There's some issues out there with the land is moving, And, there's some creative ways to maintain providing services. Water, power, those type things to those community members that live out there. So there's gonna be a meeting and, I made sure that fire was involved in that conversation. One for the response, but also if we have an incident out there for water supply and those type of things, because they're looking at potential above ground piping. So that it's exposed and not being shifted underground, so. And then, Chief West and I will be working on the preliminary budget. To have that available to present at the next meeting. And I believe that is all the items that I have.
At Seal Cove, I understand a number of homes will be yellow tagged. And what is,
Yes.
and what has been red tagged?
I believe there's two red tags
So two now, okay.
and there are yellow tags. I don't know the number of yellow tags.
Scary. The comments or any other things? I mean, there's a couple of, okay, I had my, computer go sideways here a little while ago. And being such a computer expert, I could not fathom it. I tried to go to a couple places to get it fixed, unsuccessful. And I think one place that was supposed to be the best said that they'd have to take it for 3 months. Which is, and then it just dawned on me that we have a contract with Stepford for IT, which includes taking care of the districts, because I would absolutely need it for the district. I'll tell you, that Stepford organization did one heck of a job. I can't praise them enough for the time, the experience, the effort that they made, the professionalism. They were very efficient, and I think we made a wonderful choice in terms of their contract with them, and I would, if you need it, I certainly would encourage you to do it.
What was the turnaround time?
I brought there one day, got it back the next day.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Their office is over, I guess it's gonna be city, though I went, but it was really big. What is the status of the individual we have in paramedic training? Don't we still have an individual who's going through volunteer?
Yeah.
Marie, somebody or other.
Excuse me?
I think, I believe it's a woman by the name of Marie something or other.
Yeah, I'm not sure when their graduation date is.
Is this still going on?
I thought that she graduated, like a month ago.
I haven't heard anything.
Okay.
Yeah,
And maybe she did, I think the reason I didn't hear that she graduated or what had happened, we just, which is,
And there's also another new volunteer just coming in the volunteer ranks. Who's in the final stages of finishing his paramedic training. He's doing it, I guess, at some community college or something.
finally, from my comments, I'd just like to, first of all, welcome Chief, and I'd like to say thank all those involved with getting the LAFCO report done in such positive fashion. And it's a pleasure to get it over with. Thank you. Anything else? Without objection, we adjourn. Thank you.
No, such California doing.
Why those guys?
Fire district, hello.